Alright, for the function h of x is equal to 2x plus 7, determine h prime, sorry, not h prime, but h inverse of 9 minus h inverse of 3 over 6. So what we want to do here is first let's find the inverse function h inverse of x. Okay, so to find the inverse function, I'm just going to follow a few steps. This is a relatively straightforward function. First we want to change h of x into y, so now our equation can be rewritten as y is equal to 2x plus 7. In our second step, what we want to do here is we want to isolate for x. Okay, so for isolating for x, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move, instead of doing that, I'm going to move the 7 to the other side first. So you get y minus 7 is equal to 2x. Okay, you want to solve for x, I'm going to divide by 2 to both sides. So x is equal to y minus 7 over 2. In the third step, you want to swap x into f inverse of x, right? X becomes the y value of your inverse function, and y becomes the x value of your inverse function. Okay, so now the function will look like, well, the inverse function will look like f inverse of x is equal to y becomes x, so x minus 7 over 2. Okay, so this is your inverse function. We're not done yet. What we need to do is we want to solve this expression, right? So in this case, well, I wouldn't want to call this f inverse, we'll call it h inverse, right? And just kind of a habit that we use h, f. So I just kind of tend to write that out a lot. Okay, so yeah, h inverse of x is equal to x minus 7 over 2. Then what we want to do here, I want to figure out what is h inverse of 9. Okay, so h inverse of 9 is basically me plugging 9 into the expression, so you get 9 minus 7 over 2, which is 2 over 2, which is 1. And then we're going to do h inverse of 3, which is basically 3 minus 7 over 2, which is negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2. Okay, and then I'm going to plug this into our expression. So h inverse of 9 here was 1, minus h inverse of 3 here is negative 2. And I'm going to divide this over 6. So this is basically, using integer operations, 1 plus 2 over 6, which is 3 over 6. And you can write the simplified answer as a half if you put your fraction lowest term. And that's the answer to this expression.